Be me, 32, senior network security engineer in Seattle, working for mid-sized cybersecurity firm handling enterprise encryptions. Dating girlfriend for 4 years. She's 29. Marketing coordinator for a lifestyle brand. Relationship was solid. Shared a nice apartment in Capitol Hill. Talked about marriage, maybe moving to the suburbs. I had always been privacy conscious. Used VPNs, encrypted messaging, avoided unnecessary metadata trails. Standard industry paranoia, nothing extreme. Girlfriend respected it mostly. She liked Instagram and TikTok but understood why I didn't have them. Then the smart home trend started blowing up. Consumer IoT devices flooding the market. Girlfriend came home one day with a smart speaker. Got it as a gift from a vendor at work. Set it up in the kitchen while I was at the office. Came home to hear her asking it for a pasta recipe. Saw the little puck sitting on the granite counter. Felt a cold spike in my chest. Asked her why we had a listening device in our sanctuary. She laughed. Said I was being dramatic. It's just for music and timers, she said. Explained to her how the microphone architecture works. Always listening for the wake word. Sending snippets to the cloud for processing. Building a voice profile. Data mining our domestic conversations to sell us toaster ovens. She rolled her eyes. You're being a tinfoil hat. I unplugged it. She plugged it back in later. This started the war. Started noticing the encroachment of surveillance capitalism everywhere. It wasn't just the speaker, it was her phone settings. Location services set to always on for retail apps. Bluetooth beacons in the mall tracking her dwell time in front of displays. Photos automatically backing up to unencrypted cloud servers. It wasn't convenience. It was submission. Started pointing it out. Every time she used Google Maps for a route she knew. You're feeding the algorithm your movement patterns. She'd sigh. I just want to avoid traffic. Traffic data is aggregated from user tracking. You are the product. She'd turn up the radio to drown me out. One evening, watching a movie. She pulled out her phone to Shazam a song. I flinched. Put the phone away. The TV is listening to ultrasonic cross-device tracking signals. She looked at me like I was crazy. What are you talking about? Explained how advertisers use ultrasonic beacons to link devices. If your phone hears the TV ad, they link the profiles. It's a violation of the sanctity of our home. She put the phone down. This isn't normal behavior, she said. It's not normal to be spied on by your appliances, I countered. A few days later, came home to find a smart thermostat installed. She said the energy bill was too high. I ripped it off the wall. Put the old analog dial back. She came home and cried. I just wanted the house to be warm when we got home, she sobbed. Explained that smart grids are a vector for state-sponsored cyber warfare. If hackers compromise the grid, they can freeze us out. Plus, the utility company sells your usage data to insurance firms to predict when you're home and when you're not. It's a security risk. She slept in the guest room that night. Felt she was being naive. She didn't understand the infrastructure of control being built around us. Started implementing stricter protocols on the network. Pi-hole at the router level to block ad domains. Geofencing block lists. She complained that Pinterest wouldn't load properly. Some of her shopping apps stopped working. It's for your own protection, I told her. Those apps are scraping your contact list. She asked me to whitelist her phone. I refused. That creates a vulnerability in the subnet. A compromised device on the Wi-Fi compromises the whole network. She stopped using Wi-Fi at home, switched to 5G data. I told her cellular triangulation was even worse. Carriers sell real-time location data to bounty hunters. You need to use a Faraday bag when you're not using the phone. She looked at me with dead eyes. I am not putting my phone in a lead bag. It's copper and nickel fabric, actually. She walked away. Week later, we went to a friend's house for dinner. Friend had a Ring doorbell. I refused to stand in front of it. Stood to the side, pressing against the siding to avoid the camera angle. Girlfriend rang the bell, looked at me hiding in the bushes. What are you doing? Facial recognition database entry. I'm not opting in. She looked embarrassed. Host opened the door. Saw me pressed against his wall. Is everything okay? I asked if his footage was stored locally or on Amazon servers. He didn't know. Explained that police can subpoena that footage without a warrant. Dinner was awkward. Host had a smart fridge. I wouldn't get a beer from it. Asked for a glass of tap water instead. Girlfriend was silent the whole ride home. She asked, do you think you might be obsessive? It's not obsession. It's operational security. The world is a panopticon. I'm just the only one who sees the bars. She said, I miss when we used to just live. We are living. We're living securely. She didn't reply. 2 months later, her birthday. She wanted an Apple Watch. For fitness tracking and notifications. I bought her a mechanical Swiss watch instead. Beautiful craftsmanship, completely analog. No battery, no GPS. She opened the box, looked disappointed. "It's nice," she said, "but it doesn't count my steps. You don't need a corporation to validate your movement. Your heart beats whether a server in Cupertino knows about it or not." She put the watch in the drawer. Never wore it. Relationship grew colder. Physical distance increased. Noticed she was texting constantly. Asked who she was talking to. She said, "Just friends." Asked to see the metadata. Timestamps. Not the content, just the traffic patterns. She refused. "You don't trust me. I don't trust the endpoint security of your device." She started locking her phone. Changed the passcode. This was a red flag. Security through obscurity is not security. If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear is a lie, but in a relationship, transparency is key. Tension peaked when she wanted to buy a new car. She wanted a Tesla. I vetoed it immediately. It's a rolling surveillance platform. Cameras everywhere. OTA updates that can brick the car. Remote shutdown capabilities. I told her to buy a 1998 Toyota Land Cruiser. Number ECU that can be hacked remotely. She screamed at me. "I don't want to drive a 20-year-old truck. I want heated seats and navigation. You are choosing comfort over sovereignty." She threw a vase. It shattered. "You care more about your data than you care about my happiness. That's the false dichotomy the system wants you to believe." She packed a bag. Said she was going to her sister's. Her sister had Alexa in every room. I told her, "You're walking into a wiretapped house." She said, "At least the wiretap listens to me. You just lecture me." She left. Sent me a text breaking up with me 3 days later. Via SMS. Unencrypted. I replied urging her to switch to Signal for this conversation. She didn't reply. Blocked my number. I was hurt, but also validated. She wasn't compatible with a secure lifestyle. She was a security risk I could no longer mitigate. Posted on privacy forums about the breakup. Got responses saying women are the weak link in OPSEC. They will trade freedom for convenience every time. Felt understood. Decided to harden my perimeter. Moved to a new apartment. Ground floor, but installed RF shielding film on windows. Lined the walls with EMF blocking paint. Built a local server for all media, no streaming services. No smart devices. Dumb phone. Started dating again 6 months later. Matched with a girl on a dating app. Used a burner phone and fake GPS location for the app. Met at a coffee shop. She pulled out her phone and placed it on the table. I stared at the black mirror. "Can you please put that away? Or better yet, turn it off." She looked confused. "Why?" "Microphone is active. Accelerometer can detect keystrokes on the table vibration." She laughed nervously. "You're joking." I pulled out my Faraday bag. "Just slip it in here while we talk. No signals in or out." She looked at the gray pouch. "I'm not putting my phone in a bag. I need to be reachable. Reachable is another word for trackable." She drank her coffee in 2 gulps. "I have to go." Left me there with my Faraday bag. Happened 3 more times. Women found the security protocols creepy or controlling. They didn't see that I was protecting them. One date actually went okay until payment. I insisted on paying cash. She wanted to splitwise it. I refused to download the app. Told her I don't link bank accounts to third-party data brokers. She called me a Luddite. I'm not a Luddite. I'm a realist. She ghosted me. Stopped dating for a while. Focused on my work. Became the guy at the office who taped over everyone's webcams. Colleagues started avoiding me. Said I made them anxious. Good. You should be anxious. The threat landscape is evolving. 1 year after breakup. Saw ex-girlfriend at a tech conference I was auditing. She looked great. She was with a guy. Guy was wearing an Apple Watch Ultra, had wireless earbuds in, holding a flagship smartphone. They were laughing, taking a selfie, uploading it immediately to the cloud, geotagging their location, voluntarily creating a dossier for the surveillance state. Felt a pang of pity. She had traded a fortress for a glass house. She saw me. Smile faded. She gave a polite nod and steered the guy away. I wanted to run over and warn him, tell him his earbuds were emitting radiation directly into his brain. But I stayed back. Operational discipline, 2 years post-breakup. Sister got married. Sent me a digital invite. Link tracked open rates and click-throughs. I didn't click it. Called her on a landline. I'll come, but I'm not RSVPing through a tracker pixel. At the wedding, everyone had phones out. Live streaming the vows. Drone hovering overhead for aerial shots. I stood in the back, wearing infrared dazzle glasses to confuse facial recognition. Sister asked me to take them off for the family photo. I refused. These photos will be scraped by Clearview AI. I am protecting my biometric identity, Sister cried. Mom said, just take off the stupid glasses. I am not stupid. I am invisible. Stood in the photo looking like a cyberpunk villain. Everyone else looked happy. Ignorance is bliss, I told myself. Met a woman at the reception. She was older, skeptical of tech, seemed promising. We talked about the dangers of 5G, went back to my place. She saw the hardwired Ethernet cables trailing everywhere. No Wi-Fi, no TV, blackout curtains. She said, it feels like a bunker in here. It is a bunker. A data bunker. She tried to check her email. No signal because of the paint. Can I get on your Wi-Fi? I don't have Wi-Fi. Here is a Cat 6 cable and a USB-C adapter. She looked at the cable. This is too much work, she said. Left. Realized that even the skeptics were addicted to the ether. 3 years post-breakup. Ex-girlfriend got married to the Apple Watch guy. Saw the registry online via Tor browser. Smart lights. Smart locks. Roomba. Baby monitor with Wi-Fi video streaming. They were inviting hackers into their nursery. Felt a genuine urge to intervene. Sent an anonymous letter strictly outlining the vulnerabilities of the baby monitor firmware. Cited CVE numbers and exploit proofs. Thought I was being helpful. Received a restraining order 2 weeks later. They traced the stamp/postmark to my neighborhood. Cited harassment and paranoid delusion. I wasn't harassing. I was patch managing their lives. Fine. Let them be vulnerable. 5 years post-breakup. Still single. Had optimized my life completely. No digital footprint. Paid rent and money orders. Groceries with cash. Wore a mask in public to defeat gait analysis. Friends had stopped calling. Too hard to reach me. Couldn't just text. Had to use PGP encrypted email. They said it was exhausting. Friendship shouldn't require an encryption key, one said. Real friendship protects the other person's privacy, I argued. He stopped replying. Loneliness was a variable I hadn't accounted for in the threat model, but accepted it as the cost of freedom. Went to therapy briefly. Virtual session because of pandemic. I insisted on using a secure open-source platform hosted on my own server. Therapist refused, said she had to use the compliant HIPAA software. I told her HIPAA software was full of backdoors. She asked, "What are you so afraid of people finding out?" It's not about what I'm hiding. It's about the right to not be observed, she said. You have built a wall so high that no one can climb it, not even you. I accused her of working for the insurance data aggregators. Ended the session. 7 years post-breakup. Ran into ex's husband at a hardware store. He recognized me. Looked tired but happy, buying smart sprinkles for their lawn. Hey, he said. I looked at his cart. You're connecting your water supply to the cloud? He sighed. It saves water. It adjusts based on the weather forecast. It's a botnet vector. He looked at me with pity. Man, we have 3 kids now. We're happy. The house is automated. It works. Nobody has hacked us. Nobody has stolen our identity. We just live. How are you doing? I straightened my jacket. I am secure. My data is sovereign. He nodded. But are you happy? I didn't answer. He patted my shoulder. You know, she still talks about you sometimes. Says she hopes you found some peace. I don't need peace. I need privacy. He walked away. I watched him buy the device that would tell Amazon when his grass was thirsty. Felt a strange tightness in my throat. Drove home in my 1990 sedan. Sat in my shielded apartment. Silence. Absolute, verified silence. No hum of servers, no blinking LEDs. Just me. Opened a book. Couldn't focus. Thought about their smart house. Lights turning on when they walked in, music playing when they asked for it. Photos of their kids syncing across devices. Shared calendars. A web of connection. Insecure, leaky, vulnerable connection. But connection. 10 years post-breakup. I am 42. The world has moved on. Augmented reality glasses are the norm. Everyone walks around with cameras on their faces. I basically can't go outside without being recorded. I stay inside mostly. Remote work. Contractor for legacy systems. No one wants to date a ghost. Tried a date last year. Woman had a neural interface implant. Beta tester. Could text with her mind. I almost vomited. Called her a cyborg drone. She left immediately. I am the last human. Everyone else is a node in the network. My ex's kids are probably on social media now. posting their lives away. They are happy. They have friends. They have memories stored in 4K video. I have memories stored in my neurons. And they are fading, because I have no one to share them with, but I never compromised. I never clicked, I agree. 12 years post-breakup. Sister visits. She leaves her phone in the car without me asking. She looks at me. You look pale, she says. I don't get much sun. Satellites can track thermal signatures. She takes my hand. You're wasting your life. You're protecting a life that you're not even living. I pull my hand away. I am the resistance. She shakes her head. You're just alone, brother. She shows me a physical photo she printed out. It's my ex. Family portrait. They look older, but warm. Huddled together on a couch, watching a smart TV, wearing smart watches. Smiling. They don't look oppressed. They don't look like victims of surveillance capitalism. They look like a family. I look at my empty living room, my Faraday cage router, my taped-over webcams, my burner phones. I am safe. I am completely 100% safe from intrusion. And I have never been more miserable. Sister leaves. I sit in the dark. Consider turning on the Wi-Fi. Just to see the SSIDs of the neighbors. Just to see a signal. But I don't. It's about the principle. The principle is all I have left. 15 years post-breakup. Retire early. Move to a cabin in the woods. Off-grid. Solar. Well water. No internet. Final victory. Total anonymity. Sometimes I sit on the porch. Watch the birds. Wonder if the birds are drones. Catch myself doing it. Laugh. It's a dry, cracking sound. Haven't used my voice in days. Think about that smart speaker in the kitchen 15 years ago. If I had just let her play the pasta recipe. If I had just let Amazon listen to us argue about dinner, I would be eating pasta with her right now. Instead of eating canned beans alone in a cabin. But at least Bezos doesn't know I like beans. A tear rolls down my cheek. Wipe it away quickly. In case there's a satellite passing overhead. Can't let them capture biometric emotional data. I win. I won the war. I am alone. I am secure. I am a ghost. And I was right. Everyone else was wrong. They are all slaves. I am free. So why does freedom feel exactly like a prison cell? Current reflection. 20 years since I unplugged the smart speaker. She's a grandmother now, probably. FaceTiming her grandkids. Sharing cookies and data. I am an old man in the woods. My legacy is a formatted hard drive. My memories are encrypted with a key I'm starting to forget. I chose the protocol over the person. Every single time. And I still check the sky for drones. Still scan for frequencies. Still waiting for the collapse that validates my loneliness. But the collapse never came. Just the silence. That's my story about digital privacy. And how I secured myself out of existence. 0 data leaks. 0 human connection. Mission accomplished.